right, welcome to the closing beat, everybody. Happy Thursday. How you doing out there? You okay? Everything's good? Virus-free? Everybody's happy? Welcome to the closing beats, quick stock market update show that we do to cover the stock market. I say that every day. We got all kinds of good stuff today, actually. I'll teach you a few things, hopefully share some good stuff with you, and go over the stock markets. So I hope you're ready to play along. I do want to mention real quick, if you are a research member, we fixed the styling on mobile. So if you're on mobile now, it looks better, it looks normal, and everything there. So happy to check that out. And also thanks to Chris, we fixed the way the email looks in your Outlook. We did that last night. So if you have Outlook and you're getting the email updates for the research posts and things, we won't take over your whole box there. Sorry about that. Also, great post today in the research section. Can I just show you real quick? You got a second? You gonna hang with me real quick? Here is the research site. If you go here's the research post that we just did today. Got a lot of good ones coming up, actually. Really geeky data at the put-to-call ratio, if you want to check that out. So that's posted there. You can also set the settings if you want to be notified when there's a new post. Or either a post or a video. So like when we post a video, you can say, don't tell me about that, or I'm only interested in the posts or whatever. So you can check that out. jazzwealth.com/research. If you're interested in joining us, it is $13 a month. So just happy that you guys are paying attention. That's really it. That's all I have for you there. Okay, let's talk about the stock market today. You got the Dow Jones lower on the day, one of the weaker areas, one of the weaker indices of the day. The Russell was the weakest of the day. The NASDAQ, Again, the strongest one's kind of getting boring to take a look at there, but here we go. You got the S&P here floating in the middle. A little bit of a reversal day. CHOP is the name of the story in the research section, by the way. We did a post on how this week would be CHOP, and look at that. If I could tell you ahead of time, I love that. When you know what to expect ahead of time, you don't get emotional because you were expecting it. If you look at the NASDAQ, that's a new closing high today. Amazon was the biggest contributor for the NASDAQ. Another great day, 3.2% higher on the day. About 30% of the day's gains in the NASDAQ actually came from Amazon. I'll give you an idea of how much that lifted things going on there. Second place goes to NVIDIA. NVIDIA was the second best performer in terms of how much it contributed to the NASDAQ moving higher, up about 3% on the day. That's rare. You don't usually see that one up there. Amazon is about, if you look at like the Qs, I don't know if you use this ETF, but if you use the Qs, it's Amazon's about 11% weighting, whereas NVIDIA is only about 2%. So NVIDIA's got to have a good day to be one of the leaders, and of course some of the other stocks have to lag behind a little bit. The Russell 2000 was the weakest and continues to be the weakest overall, but I'll point out the Dow today because that came in second place, dragged down today by UNH. Losing about 2.5% on the day, and Boeing almost 4% on the day. Stuck in this range, but those are big moves back and forth. Just generally, though, broad weakness in the Dow. Walmart stands out as one that did do well. It was the best performer, 2.6% on the day. You had some analysts coming out today and saying, okay, Walmart Plus, the $98 membership thing to compete with Amazon Prime. They said, okay, well, this is how they project that into their earnings. There was all kinds of different guesstimations and things like that. Largely positive, so Walmart higher on the day. As far as the stock market goes, you had really just initial claims come out today. Overall, initial claims were lower, continuing claims lower as well. Still a ridiculous amount considering the economy is supposed to be healthy and recovering and all that. Still just ridiculous overall. Virus news we got there. Texas reports a new high positive test rate, 16.6%. That's not the highest, but for Texas, that's their highest. The U.S. is currently averaging 189 cases per day per million citizens, and that number is rising. So the virus continuing to be in the news. If you look at our FinTips videos this week, Monday we had the best mutual funds for 2020 so far, focusing on large cap, large growth funds and target date funds, specifically the 2030 target date funds. So if you're in that camp, maybe check that out. Yesterday was 4 ways to reduce your capital gains tax. Just thinking a little differently there if you want to watch that. And tomorrow we're doing an IRS change to the RMD rules. Did you inherit an IRA this year? Are you old enough to be taking RMDs? There are changes to that most recently, not just the normal CARES Act changes, that the IRS just changed, and they put out a note and they did not even ask the government. They just made the change there. And of course, tonight, if you are joining us, you're one of our customers, Wine and Wealth tonight. We will be doing a market update with some other geeky stuff in there as well. And so I hope to see you there. Let's go over to the sector breakdown because I've got some interesting things to share with you here today. We'll start with, We'll start with the energy sector, weakest sector out of the group today, down 5% on the day. It is now down 40% year to date. So if you like your discounts, that is currently the sector that is down the most. Financials come in second place, by the way. Chevron down 4% today. That was a big drag on the energy sector. So was ExxonMobil, breaking below lows. You can see a lot of stop losses in there. People just giving up, moving on to other names. Volume a little bit higher. That's what kind of gives that away. But you had broad weakness in the overall sector. Phillips 66 stands out as one that's maybe teasing as the waterfall type drop that a lot of people like to look at for extended bounces. If you're going to play counter trend, that one out of every stock in the sector stands out the most so far. We'll see what happens. Tech. Well, you know tech was good today. Your big cap tech names, some super duper cap names did well. It's getting close to 20% returns for the year. The XLK in general, that would be just about 15% higher than any other sector's performance for the year. Anyone want to guess why it was higher today? There's two names. Apple, higher on the day. That was one of the bigger contributors. And Microsoft, although it did close off of its highs there. That is what you have. Looking over at semiconductors, not a sector, but this is one that we've been talking about breaking out. So I've been pointing this little breakout here. Nice and strong. Everybody's focused on the semiconductors. There's a lot of momentum there. And in fact, if we go back to a slide that I shared with you last week here are the semiconductors ranked by market cap from the largest to the smallest, at least the top ones anyways. There's a lot of them, but just a small list for you here today. And we pointed out a few things. Solar Edge being the strongest out of the group there. There it is, Solar Edge showing the most momentum out of the group. Micron and Xilinx losing a little momentum, but still looking good overall. Well, if we update that and we take a look at where we're at today, there's a couple things that stick out. Number one, with NVIDIA's run today, it is now the largest semiconductor out of all of them. It takes the place of Intel. That's a record. That's never happened. So kind of interesting there. That stock continues to perform nice and well. Solar Edge, the one that we pointed out as being stronger, continues to be strong. It is one of the better performers out of the group overall. If you look at Micron, we talked about that losing steam, and in fact it has since we've been talking about that. So sort of the analysis, you know, being kind of on there. I don't know, there's something to talk about. First Solar stands out now as being one of the stronger ones. Got a couple price target increases there. And on semiconductors, right up in here, if you just look at a chart, I'm going to go over it for you. Nope again. Let me go. Oh, and there we go. Nice reversal off the 200-day. This is one we talked about the other day, having an interesting technical pattern. Well, you guys are paying attention. That's waking up there. Got a 4% gain on the day. And so I just found that interesting. I just wanted to share that with you, the semiconductors there. We went over the analysis of how to look at an individual sector, then go down to an industry, then have a list of stocks, then from that list of stocks, find things that are interesting. So if you're interested in that, go back a couple days on our closing beat, and I actually went through how to analyze all of this so that you could eventually hone in on stocks that you were interested in. Hope that helps. Financials, there you go. Financials continue to be weak. It is a very interesting sector, right? Financials, like we mentioned yesterday, are broken into two categories now. You've got your big banks like JP Morgan, Citigroup, and the like. Those are all weak and getting weaker. Bank of America, of course, in the mix. And everybody's moving over to the exchanges, moving over to some of the insurers and things like that. That continues. Here's another interesting way to take a look at that if you're interested. Here's today's performance, just a snapshot of the day. What you have on the y-axis here is the day's performance, right? Up or down by whatever percentage. And then this is the weighting that it holds in the XLF. The most important thing is this line right here. If you're looking at this line going straight across, I don't know if you can still see the cursor. It seems like something happened there. Anyways, the line going straight across there, the 0% line, look at what's above it. Market access, MSCI, the things that we were focused on, the things I was trying to help you guys kind of see, you know, that we're standing out. S&P Global, Moody's, that list that we gave you the other day, those remaining the ones that did quite, you know, the best out of today, if you can call that the best. And so the financials continue to be in that type of space where they're divided. It's a stock picker's space overall. Let's point this one out here, China. So this is a Chinese ETF you can use to track the market. Obviously, very strong days here. You're going to see this on the news and in the media that it's had a rather impressive run, up over 16% in the last 20 days. Well, we studied that real quick for you. In the last 10 years, it's actually averaged one of these moves a year, meaning about 20% in 20 days. That has happened at least once a year, actually going back the last 12 years. So although they make it seem like it's exciting, and it is, it's really nothing out of the ordinary there just yet. That could change, but that's where we're standing. You've got gold here. Gold on the day was down 16 bucks to 18.03, just pulling back inside of this little uptrend here. That is okay. Takes a day off. Don't mind that. Oil woke up a little bit, trying to pull back the direction to the downside there. It's been quiet for a couple weeks. We've kind of been talking about how it's quiet. Today it lost $1.28 to $39.63, back below $40 there. And then for gold, we've got a research post coming for you in the research page that, well, you know, I just keep mentioning it, and that's what I do. Let's go to the technical breakdown and see what's going on over there as the clouds roll in to the old Jazz Wealth Studios here. You got 32 new 52-week highs today. Costco was going to be the best. If you look at Costco, it broke to new highs, waking up there. They did well. They said they saw a 14.4% increase in store sales through July 5th. So it continues to go well for Costco. Doing good there. So they did well. NVIDIA had that great day today, hitting new highs as well. That one overtaking Intel, as we mentioned a minute ago, in the semiconductor space. And that is my computer. It's catching up. There we go. Amazon doing well today. Also, just impressive. Look at where it was. It was at $2,600, and now it's at $3,200. That was just a couple days ago. Amazon just killing it. A lot of chasing going on there. You got Electronic Arts hitting new 52-week highs, and we always check Take-Two Interactive, that one as well, hitting new 52-week highs. These are the stay-at-home gamer-type stocks that everybody's kind of built into the stay-at-home portfolios. On the counter trend side, you've got eBay. Here's your hint at a top. Today is your hint. We talked about this being a counter trend play. People looking for this to pull back. You're looking for a hint today. It gave you the middle finger. I'll follow up with that, by the way, with you. We call that the middle finger. It's not the most elegant way to look at it. But what essentially is happening here is if you were to project forward, imagine a hand. You got your knuckles, you got your big middle finger here right today, and imagine it pulling back and shaping the other side of your hand, leaving the infamous middle finger there. So we'll see what happens, but today, eBay with the heavier volume maybe gives you the hint that that thing is ready to pull back. We'll see. Hey, we got a new 52-week low today. One, after 8 weeks of no 52-week lows. Oops, Molson and Coors. Molson Coors hit new lows. These guys are struggling, man. They've got a lot going on, a lot of waste, a lot of issues there with beer. If you've ever studied this stock here, they hit new 52-week lows, down 4% on the day. No real analyst comments or anything. Stop losses, people just giving up, shifting the money from an underperformer into some of the more better performers out there. Anyways, some of the stocks we've been talking about. Dexcom continues to make new highs, looking good. Market Access. Oops. There we go. Market Access hitting new highs as well. Maybe due for a little bit of a break because it's got a little extended there. But that breakout continuing well from the last couple of days talking about it. Domino's Pizza hinting at a breakout. Nothing new just yet. Oh, I see what's going on. There you go. Nothing new yet. And ACLS, it's kind of like that ConAgra. We talked about this yesterday. This one hinting at maybe a breakout here. But still, you got a couple days, so no worries there. Lennar. Talking about a potential breakout there. I just got a handful of breakouts. I'm not telling you to buy them or not, just saying, hey, it looks kind of interesting. And then Dr. Horton was the other one. Similar pattern. Actually going to post something in the research section about this tomorrow just to kind of expand on it a little bit with everything that's going on there. Lastly, you got Tesla. The counter trend idea. So far, it hasn't pulled back really at all. $2 higher today, but chopping around near highs. And that is what you have there. Speaking of Tesla, let's go over to some stocks in the news. We'll start with Tesla. Tesla, just for fun, right? Let's just have fun. What if Tesla was in the S&P 500? It's not, but what if it was in the S&P 500? How would it compare to the other stocks? So what we did is we put together the top names in the S&P 500. We threw Tesla in there just to see what happened because Tesla started with this year at $75 billion market cap. That's it. That gives you an idea how fast it's run. And in the research section, membership site, I did talk about that a little bit. But check this out, just for fun, and then we'll move on. What if Tesla was in the S&P 500? In fact, it would be the 17th largest company, and it would be the 6th stock to have a value of over $1,000. Its performance, by the way, would be literally triple NVIDIA. I was trying to find it. NVIDIA right here, 73%, 3 times more than that. So Tesla would be the, not the biggest, but it would be the best performer out of the top names there. I just put 20 of them on the screen for you to take a look at. So I'm not saying Tesla should be in the S&P or will be or anything like that. We just thought, hey, what if it was? What would it look like? How would it be? Technically, it'd be the 16th largest because Google's got 2 classes of shares there, but I just said 17th anyways. And from a performance standpoint, obviously Tesla's just killing it. So just kind of a fun thing to look at. I don't know, just put something together while I was thinking about it because we've been talking about Tesla a lot. A couple other stocks in the news and I'll take your questions. You got El Dorado Resorts gets the official green light from the Nevada Gaming Board and Commission approval for the Caesars. If you don't know, they're trying to acquire Caesars. They got the approval there. Well, they are acquiring Caesars, but the board gave them the approval. Norwegian Cruise Lines down 5% on the day. They're going to sell 46.5 million more shares, not all at once. It's a shelf offering. And so just something to take a look at there. And yeah, that's basically all I got. You got Hormel paying out 23 cents tomorrow in earnings. And so I'll take your questions, see what I can do, and we'll go from there, huh? See what we can help with. I'll do my best, I promise. Then I got to get out of here. We got our class tonight I want to get ready for. You think Tesla's into entering a bubble territory? I would just say it's extended in the short term right now. I don't know that bubble is an easy one to call right now, but it's certainly extended. Yep. Oh, yeah. You got it. Miriam loves that geeky stuff. I love that you comment. Always commenting on our stuff. I see you there. I love it. Looking at Fastly for the future projections. I'm not sure what you're saying there. That stock's had an amazing run, by the way. I don't know where you're at with that, but you got a handful of downgrades there on the stock. Even Barron's saying the stock's gotten too expensive. They're more downgrades. You got earnings coming up there as well. When is earnings? August 5th. You got a little bit to go there. Man, that is a aggressively valued stock. Let's put it that way. Yep. I love it. I love it. You want to short the banks or regional banks? I can't tell you whether you should short it or not, or really my opinion on that. There's clearly pressure to the downside here. People are taking that shot. In the regional banks and in the financials, you are just now, I'll show you, you're breaking through kind of a technical area. So if that's something you're interested in, I pointed this out yesterday. See how we break there and all of a sudden volume spikes and the pressure becomes more to the downside? Look at what you got there. So from a technical perspective, you do have people playing along with you. You wouldn't be the only one there, if that helps you there. I know. Yeah. I love it. Will Jazz help with it? Oh, man, I'm sorry. I didn't see your first question. Oh, I see what you're saying. You want to open an account for a 6-year-old? You've answered the Roth, not possible. Is there any other way like custodial account? Yeah, you could do custodial account. Absolutely. You know, it's you are the custodian. The child is the owner of the account, but you're just hanging on to it until they become of age. Absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot of customers that do that. Just know what you're getting into. How come WDC and Seagate aren't moving with tech? Not a big weighting in that category, so you're not going to see that there. These are the underperformers, by the way. Western Digital, more of a hardware type thing. Software is where all the excitement is at right now. So that's all. It's just really money's not interested in this space because they don't have the same cloud exposure to NVIDIA and the possibility of them, you know, really taking over the world. That's the story right now, and so the money's going where the story's at. Yeah. Oh, yeah. ConocoPhillips did drop a lot today. Every stock in the sector did drop. Energy was the weakest area of the group. So we covered that. A couple others that were moving lower. So, yeah. Yep, that was a big drop today for all of them, not just Conoco. Yep. You like the idea of AMD moving higher. Strong move today. Semiconductors, remember, I've been pointing this out, so I get a chance to kind of say this because I pointed out ahead of time. If anytime I point out something ahead of time, I'm going to come back to it and, you know, maybe do the old horn tooting kind of thing. But, yeah, obviously very strong move. It's a popular name in the space. When people see that semiconductors are doing well, it's one of the names everybody runs to. And, of course, you know, they have done well over the last couple of years from a fundamental perspective as compared to Intel. They really have. and ask your fellow computer geeks out there. Not that I'm one of them, but we have some here. They do like the AMDs. Yeah. Oh yeah. Thoughts on that? The El Dorado and Caesar, that's happening. I mean, there's no sign that that's not happening. I know it's been longer than most people would have hoped and everything, but it's happening. So really, my opinion doesn't matter whether I agree or disagree with how they're doing it. And that could be the same for Uber taking on Postmates and just using a bunch of stock. That's just the world we live in. It's kind of it's interesting. Yep. What's the best preference for more growth potential in EV? Is it surging? Oh, electronic vehicles there. Well, careful on some of those. You got Nikola, Watergate. I can't think of the name of it. There's another one in there as well. Obviously, NIO. Everybody's excited about that right now, and that's why you see this. You're paying up for something that the price you're paying today assumes on Tesla, Nikola, and of course NIO, is assuming that growth rates and earnings will continue to be well beyond what everybody's expecting. Not that, I mean, that's certainly possible, but you're betting on that with what you're paying for the stock. I don't like that extra risk built in, personally. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like it. Is there, how poorly the energy sector is performing? Do you think companies like Exxon will reduce their dividends in the near future? So far, Exxon has said no. Workhorse was the name. Thank you, Mark. But so far, no. Exxon said no, that they don't need to. That could certainly change. I think the focus is going to be on the banks here going into next week because of their earnings. I think you see Wells Fargo is going to cut their dividend. They haven't said anything yet, but I think they're going to cut by at least 50%, maybe more. They're clearly underperforming, and I've shared that with you guys in the past. How Wells Fargo's performed against the other ones. I think they're going to have to. It's not. There's no other. The things they're doing now with the refis and things like that, they have to cut the dividend. I know I said Watergate. I did. I deserve it. Give it to me. I make a mistake, I'll own up to it. Harry still thinks Tesla's cheap at these prices. I guess it depends on how far out you're looking. In the short term, I would disagree. In the long term, yeah, you can't argue with what they've done there. Thoughts on Dominion? Nasty day today for them as well. It's been nasty since the Buffett purchase there, and they canceled their pipeline plan. So yeah, it's nasty. I don't see a reason you're thinking about buying it or you own it, trying to hold it or whatever. I'm not sure what the question is, but I don't see a reason why you would want to dip your toe now, just yet. Yep. Millennials would rather have a dog than a baby. I don't know that to be factual, but I don't mind. I wouldn't mind a dog. Yeah, sure. All right, I will get out of the way before I start answering questions that have nothing to do with me. I do appreciate you guys watching for the day. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Remember, if you're a customer, we'll see you later in the Wine and Wealth. Doing that tonight in a speakeasy. We'll have a good time there. And yeah, maybe we'll see you later. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy your
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours. Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours. Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private